Hey folks, just a job update on this. Basically, it's a custom shower that we're building. Pulled all the framing out, got the brick exposed. It's going to increase. There's a lot of cavity there, so we're going to insulate all that after we reframe and everything. But I'm dry locking, and so I thought I would just really quickly show you. Can down there. I've got a roller ready to go. I've just sealed all the joints. Now I'm going to roll it with a 1/2 inch roller. I could have gone 3/4, but the brick is fairly smooth in here, and so I'm going to go with a 1/2 inch and just soak it in well. But anyway, just due diligence. Also insulated the rim. Up there was no insulation. The insulation we pulled out was installed wrong, so the face was actually to the wrong side of the unheated side, and so you had a lot of condensation and a little mold, so we had to clean that out. Good vac, cleaned all the brick off, and then coming back with this before we reframe. I have to take care of some of the wires and then do a little bit of wiring, but not much on this job. So job site update, custom shower. There you go, which is really cool. Custom pit, or not a custom pit, a pit that we will use in order to fit our custom shower in. And that's all copper down in there. That's really cool. We're going to have to change that out with a P-trap because we have to reposition, but nice stuff. Okay, all dry locked, and then I'm on to take care. I've got to tidy up some of those wires, getting ready for reframing. Pull the corner bead because we can reuse, or so we don't have to pull the sheetrock, just pull the corner bead, and then we'll be able to tie in with our Hardy and all of that just at the corner of the shower. Anyway, making progress. Job site update. Custom shower. Howdy folks. This is just a job site update. End of the day. Let's check a couple of things out and see where we got to. Let me flip this thing around. And man, that works. I love the new phone. Okay, so one thing we have always really tried to do is, at the end of the day, clean up the job site really well. And this is no exception. This was a disaster area today, just like yesterday with the full-on demo. Today it was full-on kind of, well, it wasn't demo, but construction. But anyway, most of the time I'll take my tools back out to the trailer. No one's going to be here tonight, so we just kind of line that stuff all up. A little bit of garbage there, of course. A few things there in the corner, put neatly away. Cleaned up the countertop. Again, you know, everything is neat. And then what we got done today is everything is all framed up. So we switched the plumbing from this wall to that wall. Exterior, have to worry about insulation even though we're below grade. You know, it's a concern, but when it's over here, it solves a number of issues. It solves the insulation issue, and if anyone ever has to tear into this thing later and do any work to it, it's really, you work on it and have a drywall repair, as opposed to if it is over here, then you have to take tile out, and then it becomes a tile repair, and those are much, much harder to do. So we got the rough-in plumbing. Brought our supplies all the way over. That is going to be a handheld shower that will actually function as a shower head. And then up here is going to be a top-down shower head as well, and diverter, and of course your mixing valve as well. They wanted a niche, and so there's the niche, a couple of nailers out of that lumber down there that we need, but the framing is all done there. Got the plumbing done today for the Weedy system. We're going to use a Weedy base, 48 by 60. And so when we opened up the old base, fortunately we found that they actually had a pit already dug. We didn't have to tear out any concrete, so we got super lucky there. So we were able to take care of all of our drain line and get that set to go. We tested it with water to make sure nothing was leaking, and then we went ahead and put the fillers in to support the shower pan rather. So anyway, that's what we've got. Now tomorrow it'll be taking this electrical, moving it into there. I have to redo one of the wires. We are going to up here get 1, 2 recessed lights, and I'll have those all I'll have those all wired in tomorrow, and we'll just drop some pigtails so we have a little bit of extra light in here. This light up above me actually moves a little bit to center it now in this space because we've widened the shower. And then we're not doing anything else with the rest of their bathroom, so that's it. And of course the switch package comes over here, fan and light, light in there, and then nasty old fan up there, but we'll clean that thing up for them. Okay, so there you go. Quitting time for me today because we're kind of out of things to do without going and getting more materials. So we're all set. Okay, there you have it, folks. Job site update on the custom shower. Hey, just job site update. My buddy just took off. I was grabbing a couple of tools and realized I hadn't filmed. Now, I've actually been kind of on vacation, getting my daughter back from the West Coast to the East Coast so she can start school from an internship. And so I haven't been here, and so a lot of things have happened since I was here. So I'll just kind of flip this thing around and show you. Remember, we're doing this thing here. Okay, so there we go. So last time I had any video, it was all studded up, and after that I thought I had shot a video where it had showed not only the framing but also the fact that we had insulated, and we used a Roxwool material. It's backless, or faceless, excuse me. And so everything in here was insulated. We insulated the stud or the joist pockets and everything else. I talked about the plumbing being switched over, so it was on an interior wall and an exterior wall, and I showed the framing on everything else. But this is a weedy system. So you have a weedy curb and then you have a weedy base. It's not the zero entrance, of course, but that's what the homeowner wanted. They chose the tile and they chose the style of install. And so we have all of that. The tile itself is now completely installed and will go out tomorrow. I will install the lights tomorrow and let them hang before painting. Oh, the door install will install one sliding, one fixed door. So this is what we are doing, and this is pretty much our show. This is the only thing that we're doing. There's a lot of other things happening in the house, but we are more or less a subcontractor at this point. All right, well, there you go. Really cool things that are happening, and we'll be finished by the end of the week with everything that we have. Okay, thank you. Take care. Oh, an addendum. That light down there at the end, I actually moved to center in the actual space itself because it was originally centered with these, but it no longer made sense to stay there. So we bumped that one over and basically centered it in that cube of ceiling section there. And that worked out well. But at the time, then, these lights were not working. And I could have sworn they were not working the whole time, or they were on a separate switch that we never used. And while I was gone, my buddy said, hey, you know, I think you messed up something on the electric. So I went back to a previous video and actually took a look, and these lights were not on prior to moving that light down there. Fortunately, I had actually had some video showing that these lights were never on, and that before I disturbed that wiring, that light was on, and these are actually all on the same switch. So I pulled one of the lights down tonight, and I went ahead and just tested it. It's 3-wayed, and lo and behold, power right to this box here. And so we just believe that it is the round fluorescent light bulbs themselves that are just burnt out. Hopefully it's not a ballast, that it's just the lights themselves. So they're going to get replacement lights or replacement bulbs, and hopefully that's it. Otherwise, then I have a ballast issue, and then I'm going to have to worry about figuring out how to replace those ballasts, and hopefully they're that easy. But otherwise, I'm digging, not just for YouTube, but I'm kind of digging having not only photographic evidence, but a little bit of video that I'm shooting, because I would catch things that may not be on photographs. You know, because if I'm taking photographs of, you know, that wall and the tile, I may not actually ever look up at these lights. If I'm not playing with the lights, if I'm not doing any electrical there, I just may not have photos of it. But as I'm moving a camera around, I'm kind of catching some other things along the way. So I'm kind of digging the video just because it's a record. And I was able to reference that. And lo and behold, I had the video for it, which you probably have already seen because it was about, I think, job site cleanup, really, and how far we'd gotten on this, which is probably the video, a couple of videos earlier than what I'm telling you right now. So happy with everything. This job is really small, going real well. We had some material issues coming in and being delayed and being shipped elsewhere. So it really delayed us, but fortunately I was out of town and my buddy had some other things that he could kind of fill in those gaps. And the homeowners weren't really pressed because they're not living here yet. So it's all working out well. But we are starting to see at this late stage in the game, materials being backed up. Still, I don't know about prices so much, but materials. And so that's a little concerning. Being a contractor, if you can't get materials, how do you then start planning your jobs out? So, all right, there you go. Having a great time with this. Thank you, YouTube.